Hi everyone, I'm JD. Welcome back to my channel. So I've got my next scripture request page spread to share with you guys. Let's just do a quick little flip through of what I've done so far. Always love seeing the pages all filled up. Okay, so here it is. It's from Dale McBay and it's Colossians 3:15. So I'll just read it out and then go through how it spoke to me. Let's see if that will focus. Let the peace that comes from Christ rule in your hearts. For as members of one body, you are called to live in peace and always be thankful. So, yeah, this was a nice contrast to a previous scripture I did in this journal, the one where it says, don't worry about anything, instead pray about everything, and the peace that surpasses all understanding shall guard your hearts. And I feel like that scripture is more speaking on a personal level, whereas this one, I read the whole chapter and read around it just to get a bit of a feel for what this is talking about. And it seems to me it's more speaking about having peace between people. And I really love this idea of how, we are relational beings. We're made for relationship. We can't do life alone. We need each other. We are one community, one body. And this whole idea that, we don't need to be the same. We don't all need to have the same way of seeing things or the same values or the same gifts and talents. We're all different. We're this mixed variety. And we can all come together and work together and live together and have fun together. And we can do that because we can have peace with each other. And so there's this little checklist that came after, I believe, this scripture. And I really liked it. Well, I turned it into a checklist of things that we should, clothe ourselves in or can clothe ourselves in that will lead to peace. So tenderheartedness, mercy, kindness, humility, gentleness, patience, and then also making allowance for each other's faults and forgiving anyone who offends us and clothing ourselves in love. So if we do these things, we will have harmony together, it says. So this peace. And so as relational beings, part of life is that we're conflicts and tensions and struggles with people are just going to be a natural part of life and it's unavoidable. But that can range from the whole gamut of things, from the scale of down here where everyone's got good intentions and everyone's trying to treat each other well, but we're still going to be hurt and hurt each other. We're still going to offend people and be offended just because, we see things differently or because of simple misunderstandings or miscommunications, to right at the other end of the scale where people can intentionally want to hurt each other, malicious cruelty, injustice, that kind of thing. But what I feel like this is saying is regardless of any, tension and the struggles and, that normal part of life that we can't avoid, to how can we then deal healthily with it and helpfully. And one of the ways is, to let peace rule in our hearts. And I love this idea of peace ruling because it's so easy to let unforgiveness, bitterness, anger, and offense rule. We can think, oh, well, they hurt me, so that justifies me now going hurting them. No, it says let peace rule. And so this idea that we need to submit all of those things, the unforgiveness, the bitterness, the anger, the hurt, the offense, submit those things to peace. I really love that idea. And also this concept that we never have to drum up peace ourselves. We don't have to go looking for it or hunting or finding it because peace is already ours. Christ has already given it to us, and it's not in short supply. It never runs out. It's not like today you let peace rule, but tomorrow, oh no, no more peace. No. There's always enough peace to go around for every person, and in our own lives, no matter what battles or conflicts or tensions arise, there's still enough peace offered to us that we can then give to others. And so, I love this idea also that, and I guess this is the thing that spoke to me most in this passage, is that we are one body. So yes, we can let peace rule because, it's a good thing to do. But also another motivation is because we're one body. So let me give this kind of analogy. if my hand is hurting, that can rob me of my peace, right? It's painful. So I will go to the doctor to get it fixed, or I will do whatever, get a chiropractor or whatever it is that needs to be fixed. If it's just a cut, I'll get a Band-Aid, and it will heal. If I am struggling to get to sleep because my thoughts are going crazy, I can address maybe that issue that's in my life that I need to address, or maybe speak to a counselor, or just chat to a friend about it. Do something, maybe write down my thoughts. Whatever is robbing me of my peace, maybe I've got a sore foot, or, just something in my heart or my spirit just it doesn't feel right, or, something like that. I will do something to bring back peace, if that makes sense. And because I know I can feel it, I can, it's my body. I know what's going on. I can feel it. And that's just as tangible as it can be for others, and how important it is. So just as I can feel and see my hand and know when it's hurting or not, and same with my mind and my own heart and things like that, let's see that as well with all people. We're one body, we're one community. And so we're not separate. You're part of me and I'm part of you, and we're all part of each other. This whole thing, we can't do life alone. We need each other. What you've got to give isn't the same as what I've got to give. We need each other. And so, as we work together, we need this peace to kind of bind us together, I suppose, because we're already one. And if we have tension between us and conflict, then that's just going to disrupt the body. And that's not fun. So, I just really like this idea to look out for each other. So, I know each body part, I can feel it and touch it, and I can look out for each part. If something's bugging my hand, I can do something. And this is exactly the same way to see other people, because you're part of me. We're all part of each other. So if something's bugging you, or if you're hurting or whatever, I can do something. I'm looking out for you and seeing peace just kind of interweave between all people, if that makes sense. So it just really brought home how important it is. Because I think in especially Western culture, we can be very individualistic, that kind of thing. But this is more, we are one. And that can be kind of hard to get your head around. But because this is like a truth, that we are one body, well then, yes, it's so important then to look out for each other, to treat each other well, and to have that peace flow between us. And also, I guess, relating that back to yourself, right? So we are in relationship with ourselves, and sometimes the people who hurt us most, or the person who hurts us most, is ourself, with our own tearing ourselves to shreds, with our own way of talking about ourselves and how we think of ourselves. And we can have real troubles forgiving ourselves. We can have real troubles making allowance for our own faults. So this is a lovely checklist to really help go, all right, I need to treat myself with mercy. I need to be tender and gentle with myself, kind, just be super, super kind and compassionate to myself. And my goodness, patience, right? Because I can get really impatient with myself and be like, oh, you need to do all of this right now. And oh no, I failed. And I can feel like, oh, well, I just better give up now because I'm a terrible Christian and I'm a terrible person. And God, he never gives up on us. And he never says, oh, well, you failed this one time. That's it. We're done. No. He's like, you can fail 1,000,000 times and I'm still going to forgive you. I'm still going to love you. And I'm still going to give you grace because I'm patient with you, because I love you. And because of, we're all made in his image, we all have worth, and that's the way he treats us, with that love and grace and mercy and forgiveness, is the way then we can treat ourselves. And then, I love this, how it all flows and works together. That's how we treat others. So the exact same way that we treat ourselves with mercy and kindness and all of this stuff is how we should treat others, and vice versa. The way we should treat others with all of these qualities is also the way we should treat ourselves. And that's how we can get this peace in our lives and in our relationships and in our interactions with all people, because I kind of see, everyone is created by God. So let's treat everyone well, regardless of how they treat us. So uplifting and upholding the dignity and worth that everyone has is one of my mission statements. And of course, I'm not discounting the fact that it can be really hard. You know, those tensions and conflicts, it is a struggle and a battle sometimes, but this is why this is so encouraging, right? Let peace rule. And we can do this because we are one body, you know, we're one. So treat each other well. And then over here it says just Christ is all that matters and he lives in us all. So that was, he lives in all of us. That was another piece of the scriptures that I pulled out from this chapter. And I like how this pulls out the fact that, yeah, it's not those offenses and those faults and these rifts and conflicts and tensions, they're not the thing that matters. On one level they do, of course, but get my my drift in terms of on a higher plane, it's Christ that matters. So that's why we could submit all of those tensions and conflicts and faults and all of that. We can submit that to Christ to let peace rule. Because he's what matters. He is what matters, and he lives in all of us. And that's, again, why we can do it. He lives in us, therefore peace lives in us. And we can always let that rule, let Christ rule, let peace rule through every single interaction we have with every person. No matter what tension, no matter how we are treated. Let's see if I can get that to focus again. Okay, cool. So this is why I've got this paper of hearts. I just did kind of like a collage here. The hearts, that idea that we love each other and therefore we're going to work at this of letting peace rule between us all. And yeah, I love this kind of idea with the image here. It's like peace radiating out. So Christ lives in us, and through that his peace just radiates out in our own body and then into all of our interactions, into community. So yeah, that is how the scripture spoke to me. I'm really enjoying going through these scriptures and just yeah, I love how it can just kind of shift your perspective and show you something new. I love that. And maybe there's something in here that you're picking up and like, oh, I really need to work on mercy or kindness or patience or whatever. And just a checklist there. I like this, having this for me, for the way I can use this, apply it to myself as well as to other people. So yeah, really cool. Yeah, that is that. I hope it was encouraging. And if you would like to share your own thoughts, feel free to do that. Or if you want to share your own scripture request that you want to see me do a page on, I would love that. Because I need to build up the list again. I've only got 2 left, I think. So yeah, that would be awesome. And if you want to check out everyone else's page spreads or be part of this, not challenge, just journal thing, you can check out the Willowbound Journals Facebook group page, which I'll link below. And if you want to see or hear the stories behind all my other page spreads, you can check out the playlist below. So yeah. I think that's all I need to say. Covered everything. It's just, yeah, a really, really lovely, encouraging scripture about peace. So I really like that. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I will see you guys all in the next video. Bye.